before I introduce our next speaker, I'd like to ask you all a question. Okay, we're in beautiful Vienna, 1.5 days into the conference. Who feels motivated, inspired, supported? Come on, hands up, hands up. Right, that is the power of our HA family. But in 2 weeks' time, in 2 months' time, when we're back home and we're struggling with this disease on our own, are you still going to feel as motivated, as supported? Yeah, good. But some people might not be able to answer that quite as positively. So today, we're going to have a speaker that's going to help to keep us motivated, to keep us inspired, to give us some strategies to help us with these areas of our life. So today it's my great pleasure to welcome Mark Antony to talk to us about motivational strategies and how to develop in this area. He was the first motivational coach in the whole of the Scandinavian region and has spent 2 decades training and inspiring not just individuals but organizations in this area. So please welcome to the stage today, Mark Antony. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very, very much. Good morning. It's such an honor and privilege to be here today. I must admit, I do about 100, 150 speeches a year, and as we say in Denmark, I had a few more butterflies in my stomach going on stage today, because as I was talking to my partner about what can I say, what can I do, how do I do it, how do I inspire you? I mean, look at this crowd. 736 people from 57 countries here together. I mean, you are the true inspiration yourself. How can I motivate you? You get up every single morning and you motivate yourself. So I must admit I was a bit nervous. It's such an honor to be here. His Holiness the Dalai Lama once said that there was still hope for people around the world, he said, because we all have one goal: to live a happy life without pain. And to me, you're the proof of that. I mean, you get up every single day. You make your world better. You make your life better every single day. You face the challenges that most of the world don't know anything about, and you come together in a room like this. You, ladies and gentlemen, you're the true inspiration to me. I'm in a room with 736 heroes. Thank you. So how can I contribute to that? How can I help you reinforce that belief? How can I help you? I will share what I know, and hopefully you will take that. Just one, if I can only give you one point to bring with you home, I have succeeded. If I can just provoke you, inspire you, make you smile, you know, I have succeeded. So this is my goal for the next 43 minutes. So what is motivation? My father, who unfortunately passed away at a very early age in 2001, my father was my true inspiration. He was the wisest man I've ever met. He still is today. Every single day I learn from my father. My father, Philip, he was from Cyprus, which explains my dark hair and my big nose. And what are you looking at? Nobody ever says my dark hair anymore. I don't know why. But he was a very, very wise man. He didn't have any education as such, but he just knew how to communicate with people. He knew how to read people, understand people. And before he died, I asked him, already at that point I was talking about motivation because that's a great passion of mine. So I asked my father, I said, Father, I can talk about motivation for hours. And he said, I know, son. And I said, but I need to be able to say it in essence, in few simple words. What is motivation? And my father looked at me and immediately said, son, motivation is the art of generating interest. And that's as simple as it can be said, right? And motivation is the true art of generating interest. Now, you're in this room because you're extremely interested, right? Motivation is the art of creating interest, and this is what it's all about every single day. Life is a wonderful gift, and we should remember to open it every single day. And don't be in a hurry to open somebody else's, open your own. So, let me go on a little bit. When I speak to people normally in organizations, I tell people that there are two types of people who get up every morning. And I'll illustrate that by these candles. Now, the first type get up, lights up his own candle or her own candle, and starts protecting it. Because I don't know what's going to happen today. So I'll protect my flame. And in the process of protecting my own flame, I may be coughing or something and blow my own candle out. Right? And I go like, okay, that was it. I'll try again tomorrow. That was it. That's all I had. The other person gets up, lights his own candle, and risks the flame going out, and immediately looks for other people whose candle is not yet lit and shares his light. Because as you know, the more you share of light, the more there will be of it, and there'll never be less of your own. So that person during that day, if my candle will go out during the day, I'll have 5, 10, 20, 30 people around me who are ready to relight my candle. And that's what it's all about. And I appreciate the fact that sometimes you're the person number one. Because it can be tough. You're going abroad. What will happen? Will I get an attack? And sometimes we light our own flame with the last gas we have in the lighter and say, I hope it'll last the whole day. And these are the days where it will not, right? So remember to share like you're doing in these days in Vienna. And remember to be that person who risks your own flame because you want to live your life. And that's what it's all about. Motivated people are surrounded by motivated people. It's quite simple. It didn't take me a long time to write that. But motivated people are surrounded by motivated people. Just look to your left and right. No? Not before lunch. I'm not looking. Motivated people are surrounded by motivated people, and that's who you're going to surround yourself with, ladies and gentlemen. So let me do a little experiment on you. In a minute, I'm going to ask you all to stand up and face the person on your left. I'll just see if you're paying attention. People are going like, what? Now, I'm going to ask you all to stand up and face the person either on your left and right. So 2 and 2. Everybody get up, face the person on the left or right. 2 and 2, or 3 and 3, if it doesn't add up, that's fine. If it's possible for you to get up, if it's not possible for you to get up, obviously you can do this one sitting down. Okay, good. Now, what I want you to do now is, now you name one person who is person A, and the other person is person B. That's quite easy. One is A and one is B. Good. Now, okay. Now, person A, I want you to show your buddy, your partner, your friend, I want you to show that person what you look like when you're totally demotivated. I'm protecting my flame, it's going out. It's not going to last all day. Mark can talk for hours, it's not going to help. There you go. Let's take a time out on that. Just remain standing. It's difficult not to laugh, but you're supposed to be demotivated. But I'll say I had a quick look around the room here, and I said, some of you found it quite easy. I'll get back to you in a minute. Now, person B, I know you've been looking forward to this, right? Because you heard person A got demotivation, so you're like, yeah, I got motivation. Yeah? No, not all of you. People are going, it's a cultural thing, it's an age thing, you know. Some of you are going like, oh no, I'm going to go like, in a minute, yeah. Because you got to show people. I meet people say, I'm kind of an introvert person. I don't show emotion. I feel them, but I don't show them. I'm introvert. I'll let you in on a little secret. I'm an introvert person. I'm actually quite private, and I'm quite introvert. And people say, how can you be on stage? You're an introvert. I'll tell you why. I love my job. I love being given this opportunity. So I cross that line. Every time I go on stage, I cross that line because you're here. So we got to cross those lines. We got to, go beyond ourselves. So sometimes I see people like this and say, well, I'm an introvert person. Now I'm motivated. And now I'm not. So you got to help people a little bit, okay, ladies and gentlemen? So person B and person A, feel free to get inspired. Person B, show your friend what you look like when you're mega, monster, maxi motivated. Okay, let's have a look. Excellent. Thank you. High five, kiss and hug, and have a seat, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Thank you. Now, you're good. I know this is a simple exercise, right? This is a simple exercise, and this is one of the first things we forget when we go home. To say, yeah, I know I'm supposed to do my power pose and all that, and these are one of the first things we forget when we go home and look ourselves in the mirror. We go like, I'll do it tomorrow. Right? Now, being demotivated, I could see, were quite easy for some of you. They went like, demotivated, I know that one. It's like collapse your lungs, minimizing the possibility of oxygen intake, and look down. For God's sake, look down. Right? Never look up if you want to keep on being depressed or demotivated. Eye contact is a terrible thing because it'll get you on better thoughts. But you didn't really look around the room, you just fell straight into it. Now, being motivated, did you notice some of you had to look around first to see how nuts the other guys were going? I said, hang on, whee, okay, did you see it? Now, that's not the one we should actually look around. That should come naturally to us. So this is quite simple. I know you know that. Motivation is great. Some scientists, apparently in Denmark, actually found out that having a purpose every morning, having something to get up to, prolongs life. So it's scientifically proven now that motivation actually prolongs life. So that's pretty good being in this business. And of course it makes sense because you have a purpose every single day. Whether it's your father, your mother, your wife, your daughter, your son, you have a strong purpose to get up every day and make the world a better place. Now, motivated people are surrounded by motivated people. And you got to make sure that you feel and look like that. Now, you just showed me what you look like when you're demotivated and when you're not. So when you get up tomorrow on Monday morning and you meet your friends or your colleagues, what are you going to do? Go like this? Good morning. People are going to go, you look very demotivated. It's a very sharp observation. Or you're going to come into work like this. Good morning. We're going to have a great day. And people say, you look really motivated. Huh? I had an attack. I missed the bus. We're going to have a great day. You know that. It's all in your mind. And then your body and your mind and your mind and body can help each other. But in Denmark, where I come from, we have this interesting tradition. When we go to big parties, we are very dedicated when it comes to set table plans. Right? So how do we place people? And we have a special way of doing it in Denmark. And it's not really boy, girl. I'll let you know a little secret how they do it in Denmark. They go like this. Funny, boring, funny, boring. They don't say that out loud, but that's actually how they mix up people. And we come to this party, and very often the hostess is going like, oh, I spent several nights on the table plan. I hope everybody is having fun. And I'm going by everyone. How about every second one of them? So if you ever go to a party in Denmark, or you have been, think back, who did you sit next to? And you can just reflect on that. Now, we want to sit next to happy people, and we want to be placed next to boring people because we're so inspiring, because it's actually contagious, isn't it? And that's what it's all about. So motivated people are surrounded by motivated people. And a few pointers here: energy and eye contact. Now, eye contact is so important. And for my part of the world, we're not very good at eye contact. It's like this, especially the two men. Men have this special trick. We look each other here. So it looks like we're looking each other in the eyes, but we're not, because we're feeling very uncomfortable. Now, eye contact is a very strong motivating factor. When I look at you right now, I give you the most important thing I have: my presence, my attention, and my time. And I show you that by looking at you. Not only looking at you, but seeing you. And this is a very strong motivating factor. Look up and look at people, see people, and help them see you, because there's so much energy to gain from seeing people and being seen by people. So don't hide. Stand up strong. Look up, for God's sake. See people and let yourself be seen. And then energy, obviously, right? Have a good energy. You don't have to run around on the stage like this, but just feel that true sense of energy. So what do we do? Well, fact is that... Well, there you go. I can hear all the parents in here going like, oh, geez. Well, some of the kids are going like, that's pretty cool. Where did you take that picture? You know, because kids are great. Kids are brave. Kids are more motivated because they focus on what they can get out of it. The adventure, the challenge. Hello, Anna. This is my new friend, Anna, from Ukraine. Kids are just look at her. She was running on the stage, right? How many of you are ready to do that? You can come up here and sit if you want, love. Yeah? So kids are great. We have 5 children. We have 5 children. And one of my daughters is called Emily. When she was a bit younger, she was at that age where she was very focused on pouring things up in home glass, right? 2.5, close to 3 years. And she came into the kitchen and she said, Dad, can I get some Ribena? And I went, yes, sure you can. And she was pouring a glass. And you know, a glass is to the top, right? When you're not even 3. Now, she was trying to cross the white carpet with a glass of Ribena. And me, the motivational expert, went like, be careful you don't spill. That was like my first reaction. Carpet, don't spill. And Emily stopped, and she looked at me, and she said, what are you saying, Dad? I said, be careful you don't spill. And she said, that's what I'm doing. Not spilling. I just want to go to the telly with everything in the glass. She's not even 3. And that's what life is all about. When you grow up, when you're adults, and not even adults, all of you, we are so focused on not spilling. We should learn from Emily and focus on going there with everything in the glass. Because I'll tell you one thing, when she succeeded with her strategy, she succeeded with mine. When I succeeded with my strategy, I'm not even close to the telly and the program is over. So we should sometimes learn a bit more from the kids, right? From children, because they have this wonderful positive focus. Even though we want to protect them, they have this great focus. Now, boom. Every now and again, I come across people say, oh, I've been working so hard for years, I really deserve this. Now, I know last week, a lot of you are here from Europe, a lot of you are not, but here, I'm sure all of your countries have national lotteries and things like that. And here in Europe, we have Euro jackpot. And the last week, it was about 80 million euros in the pot. That's okay, right? Now, some of you know that. Now, how many of you in a week like that, 80 million euros, let's say that, or even $80 million, how many of you thought, that'd be nice to win? Let's be honest, right? How many of you actually bought a ticket? There you go, 5. Now, I know it's difficult to win the lottery, but I'll let you in on a little secret. I call the Danish provider of lottery, and they can confirm the following. Your chances of winning increase dramatically when you buy a ticket. But it's true. But we can sometimes get disappointed about not winning, even though we did not buy a ticket. And what's that about? We see people, oh, you know, somebody won 500 million Danish kroner. Oh, man, it's too bad we didn't buy a ticket this week. The only feeling that can top that is if we didn't buy a ticket and nobody wins. Right? Then we can say, oh, it's a good thing we didn't play this week. We're just changing our perspective to justify a lack of effort. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to win the lottery, buy a ticket. There's no guarantee, but you stand dramatically stronger and it's much more fun. Fact is, if you don't do that, you're planning a disappointment. And a guy called Robert Dilts once said that a great disappointment actually takes a lot of really good planning. Have you been there? It's probably not going to work. I'm probably going to get an attack. What if? And if you're very strong in your belief, you might be right. That's basically all you can get out of planning a disappointment. If you're lucky, you're right. And that doesn't really make sense, does it? So let's plan something else. And people say, what if I'm planning a success and it's not working? Well, the trip has been more fun, and you don't know. So it's all about the mindset, ladies and gentlemen. But sometimes we face something that can be so difficult. I don't know, I'm facing a group of experts when it comes to difficult. You can look at life, you can look at something, and it can be so difficult that the task in the end is not only difficult, but it seems impossible. The task can seem impossible. And if the task is impossible long enough, you start feeling impossible yourself. You take it in, right? Oh, I'm impossible, I can't do this, I can't live a normal life. It's no longer just the task that is impossible. I feel impossible. Here's a little trick. Change the way you look at things. That's all you need to do. Because, ladies and gentlemen, it's only the task that is impossible. You guys are possible. Now look at how your world has changed over the past 4, 6, 8, 10 years. You guys are proof that you are possible. And if you want something to, when you get up in the morning, go into the bathroom and look yourself in the mirror, I want you to look straight in your own eyes and see the power and the fire and look at yourself and say, I am possible. I am possible. I did that with our daughter Emily. They changed teachers 13 times, that she's changed the school class, and she was a bit off. She was sad. She didn't believe that much in herself. And I started talking to her about this. And I said, what are you? And I made her say, I'm possible. And in the beginning, it was like, I'm possible, Dad. I'm possible. I'm possible. Yes, yes, I'm possible. Can I go to sleep now? Now, 18 months later, I look at her. I call her on FaceTime. I kiss her goodnight. And I just say, Emily, what are you? And she looks at me with fire in the eyes and goes like, I'm possible, Dad. And she's just possible. She can apply any other given situation to that fact that she is possible. So I want you to get up every single morning and look yourself in the eye and say, I am possible. You might think it's corny. I'll tell you one thing, it works. It's basically called affirmation, and it does work. So you guys, you are possible. But sometimes we're fighting this challenge, and sometimes we actually find out that we're fighting ourselves. That our own biggest enemy, that our own biggest adversary is ourselves. We find ourselves pulling ourselves apart. Now, you were so good at standing up before. You don't need to stand up for the following exercise, but, if you want to or if you're able to, please stand up. So stand up and find your partner from before. Yeah, I have to make sure you're hungry for lunch. Okay, good. Now you face your partner from before, and you put your hands towards each other like this. Like you did in the schoolyard, right? Like this. You have an A or an B. If you're 3, you make it work with 3. Good. Now, put your hands towards each other. Now you have person A and you have person B. Person A, push. Push. Yeah. Yeah, let's take a time out here before somebody gets hurt. Okay. This is interesting. I asked person A to push. What did person B do? Push back. Why? Now, I'm going to ask you all to stand up again in a minute, but right now I need you to sit down for just 30 seconds. Now, I'm going to need a volunteer. Thank you. Thank you very much for volunteering. Hello. My name is Mark. What's your name? You're from Argentina?
Yes, Alejandra from Argentina.
Alejandra, what a beautiful name. Lucky me. Now, you saw the exercise from before. Are you ready for some fun?
Okay.
Ready to prove a point? I mean, yes. So you just put your hands down. Yeah, sure, you have a choice. Are you ready to push? You push. Okay? Are you ready? Push. Alejandra. Oh, you're strong. Push. 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 Whoa. Thank you very much. Thank you, Alejandra. I see some of the gentlemen are going like, damn it, I didn't see that one coming. Thank you very much. I didn't hurt you, did I? No. And you're going like, what? I said, well, that's the whole thing. Sometimes we see something coming towards us, and we feel it's a pressure or even a conflict. We just start using energy and pushing back. Here I am in front of a beautiful lady. She wants to get closer. Why should I keep her away? You got to see the opportunity. I didn't let you in on it because I was afraid you wouldn't, but that would be bad for my ego. But that's the whole thing. So I'm going to give you one little exercise. It's not this one because I showed you the solutions to this one. Everybody get up again. Last time. Okay, face your partner again. Put your hands toward each other. This time, you do not have to push. You can push, but this is the exercise. This is the challenge. The one that gets the other person's feet to move wins. Go. Now don't hurt each other. Excellent. Yeah, we better take a time out. Thank you very much. Give each other a hand. Thank you. Well, that sounds fun. Now, I know it's a silly exercise, but my point is basically whatever comes toward you is energy. It's up to you how you use that energy. Now, the immediate reaction is something is coming towards me, I'll push back. I don't know why, I'll just push back instead of seeing the opportunities in that. And here, you were together, one was pushing. Did you notice how you're going? The ladies were a bit more gentle. It's like, I'm going to let go in a minute. The guys are going like, ha. That's the guy thing. But it's funny because we didn't really see the full opportunity. Because what would have happened if both of you would have moved your feet at the same time, you would have found two winners. And you're proof of that, really. You constantly go for two winners. So when you feel something coming toward you, spot the two winners. Don't go for one win, because if you find one winner, you'll have to find one loser. Right? So go for the two wins. Go for the double wins. Oh, I'm in love, Anna. I really am. So, does this make sense? And a little tool here. It's great. You're taking pictures. Some of you are taking notes. Feel free to do so. If at all possible, of course, I'll make this presentation available to all of you afterwards if you're interested. Now, this is what we call the dart approach, and it's basically how you handle something that comes towards you, because everything that comes towards you is really energy. So you can either deflect it and say, I don't want to face it, I don't want to realize what's going on, and I just push it aside, means it'll just grow. I could return and start the blame game. I say, what about yourself? And this, you have to understand. And I just return it, spend a lot of energy just throwing it back over the net. Or when I'm tired, when I'm disillusioned, I can start absorbing it. I don't even have the energy to deflect or return. I just absorb till I feel tired, overwhelmed, helpless, and alone. Now, it's all energy, ladies and gentlemen. It's not easy every single day, but I want you to understand whatever comes to you is energy. Transform it. Transform it like you're doing these days in Vienna. Use it like you've done. We've seen wonderful examples here from several countries, how you constantly transform it. One person, right? Where did you go? One person took the fight up and is now transforming and making life easy and better for so many other people. Thousands of people are waiting for your guys' help, your guys' wisdom, your guys' expertise, your guys' experience. Thousands of people. And just look at how it's been going with the conferences from a few hundred to 736. How many do you think will come next year, right? This is you, ladies and gentlemen. So transform everything. And when we talk about energy, it's also how we deal with it. And here's a little checklist you can use when it comes to using energy. Do you use the right energy on the right things at the right time? And are you driven by the right reasons? This is a very simple tool, and it will help you. All you need to do is get 4 right. And have a look at this one and say, do I use the right energy? And if I do I use it on the right things? Or do I get kind of inspired, or do I jump over the fences the lowest? Or do I try to fool myself that I'm using really good energy? I know it's the wrong thing, but at least I'm using energy. Or I'm using bad energy, but at least I'm using it on the right thing. Now you need to get that flow. You have to find out what is the most right energy to use right now on this specific right thing. Is the timing right? And what is my motivation? What drives me? Do I want to avoid an attack, or do I want to achieve something much better? Because I know you all want to avoid it, of course you do, but you're also working towards something that'll minimize that. You've got to look where you're going and not over your shoulder, because you've got to achieve things rather than avoid things. That's what it's all about. Let me, hang on a second. Do you know these people? I'll show you this first. Do you know the red glasses? This is not going to work. It's all red. I'm like the donkey from Winnie the Pooh. I never hope for anything good, so I never get disappointed. Do you know these types? Been there, done that. He can talk for hours. When I go home, whole new thing. He doesn't know. He doesn't have HAE. What does he know? Right? The red glasses. You know these types? These are the types, if you work in a company and you get the call for a meeting, my Outlook, have you noticed that? You get called in for a meeting, you can see the list of participants. Right? Anybody in here called Torbjørn? Good. But when you get called into a meeting, you go through the list of participants and you go through the name, and then you see Torbjørn. Oh, Torbjørn is coming. Oh man, he's so negative, the meetings go on forever. He complains and he moans about what we should have done differently, the market, the weather. I hate meetings with Torbjørn. Do you know these types? You know these types. Then you have Maria. There you go. You like meetings with Maria because she's positive, she thinks ahead, she focuses much more on what she can do, what we can achieve, than what we should have done differently. She's a bit like Pippi Longstocking. Right? You all know Pippi Longstocking, most of you I think you do, who has this wonderful way of living her life. Whenever she faces something new, she says, this I haven't tried before, so I can do it. Because she has no experience proving otherwise. This is Maria. You go through, oh, Maria's coming. I love Maria. And she brings cakes and stuff, and she's positive. Maria is great. Maria makes it easier to work with Torbjørn. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I know this one. Sometimes you wake up in the morning and you find yourself with the red glasses. I appreciate it's not always easy, but you got to be so good. You got to become excellent at putting your green glasses on. I know it's just a picture or an image or an example, but life becomes so much easier when you wear the green ones. And if you find yourself with red ones on, find a strategy. Look at your fall right and say, what can I do? So I at least look motivated because I'll inspire people. And then when I inspire people, I'll get energy back from them. So how can I make sure I get the green glasses on? That's what it's all about. Does that make sense? Now, do you remember my short story about my father? Okay, good. Now, I'm going to ask you a question. And if you know the answer, raise your arm. Don't shout it out because I can't focus. So raise your arm. Okay, are you ready? My father's definition of motivation. Oh, I really made it. There you go, sir. I think you were first, sir, with the... Hello, you? Yeah. Yes, sir. There you go. Excellent. Congratulations. You just won a set of glasses. There you go, sir. Yeah, oh, immediately green. There you go. Looking good. Looking good. So these are all the glasses thing, when you think about focusing. And I met one of our customers we have become closer to. It's called John. John's son was very sick. And John's son died at the age of 16. And I spoke to John, and he was just very positive. He was so positive. He lost his son only a few years back. And I remember talking to him about this and about life in itself, and he just took my arms like this. And he said, just promise me one thing, he said. I said, yeah, you've got to live your life. You have to live your life. You have to live it. You have to enjoy every single moment. You have to enjoy life. You have to treasure every single moment. You have to do that. And he was like adamant. It was so important for him to look me in the eyes, make sure I didn't just say yes, but I understood. And he was so well balanced, and he was so happy, but he just had this epiphany. He had this insight. And it was just so important for him to tell me, for God's sake, I know you and Anna are busy, you're traveling around, you have 5 children, but you've got to live life. And it wasn't difficult to agree and say yes. But sometimes we forget, don't we? We forget that sometimes. So look up. Because all you can see if you look down there, that's your shoes. Which I admit you're wearing very nice shoes. But when you think about it, before, demotivated, look down. Motivated, you all looked up immediately. I didn't even say in terms of what, motivation in relation to something, it has to lead to something, but you already knew. But sometimes we just collapse. And the physiology and how the brain works with the mind, for God's sake, look up, the world is beautiful. And if you look down, you can say, oh, nice shoes, nice shoes. But it's interesting, sometimes, and you're going to have eye contact, right? Remember to have eye contact with people? I don't know how many of you have eye contact with yourself before you leave your home in the morning. And do you have eye contact with yourself before you leave in the morning? And to the ladies, this is not eye contact. Okay? Actually, I had a young lady, I was giving a speech and I was doing this, and she went like, you're doing it all wrong, she said. I said, what do you mean? She said, you had to go like this. I have no idea because nothing happens when I move my mouth, but so many things men do not understand, right? But you have got to have eye contact with yourself. It's a very simple thing. So get up in the morning, go into the bathroom away, have a great mirror, turn on some great music, have your favorite cup of coffee or tea or juice, look yourself in the eye, and establish eye contact. And the eye contact you get should be like this. You should look yourself in the eye and grab your phone, and if you're going to work, grab your phone and write all your colleagues, oh boy, do you have something to look forward to. I wish I was you looking at me pretty soon. Is that what you said? Or do you get up, you look yourself in the eyes, you go like this, yeah, I'm going to work from home today. Sometimes it's easier than others. I appreciate that. But what kind of eye contact do you share with yourself? What kind of eye contact do you have? Whatever you put into that account is what you can withdraw. Eye contact. Because you want confirmation. We all need confirmation. When you look yourself in the eyes, you affirm yourself. So look yourself in the eye and do an Emily. Look yourself in the eyes in the morning and go like, I am possible. And grab the green glasses and go out and meet the world. The world is wonderful, even when it's raining. I keep on losing my track here. I'm sorry. Does that make sense? Excellent. I like Winnie the Pooh. I hope you all like Winnie the Pooh too. This is a wonderful, wonderful quote. He's walking with Piglet, and he's asking Piglet, what day is it today? And Piglet goes like, it's today. And Winnie the Pooh goes, today is my favorite day. And how wonderful is it to get up every single day, and every single day is your favorite day. Sometimes they're tougher than others. I appreciate the fact. But we wake up, we're happy, we're alive. Sometimes we can feel it more than others. I appreciate that fact. You've got to own that day. And I know sometimes when you feel an attack coming, you have an attack, or you've just had an attack, you don't feel you own the day, you feel HAE owns the day. But you're the guys who are possible. This is your life. There used to be a screen that worked. You got to own the day. When you feel the day is the ownership of the day is moving or is slipping through your hands, look yourself in the eyes and say, no, I'm going to take the day back. The day is mine. I want to own that day. Because the worst thing that can happen is if you let go of the ownership and the day starts owning you, do you know those days where you just wait until the day is over? I can't wait until the day is over. The whole day you just wait for the day to be over. Why? You're a day closer to death. You just waited to get over and done with. You've got to take that day back, ladies and gentlemen, because it's your day. It is so, so important. Now, motivation is the art of generating interest. My father said that so wisely. My daughter inspired me by saying, go there with everything. Make sure you get there with everything in the glass. Don't worry about spilling. If you focus on what you want to achieve, you'll automatically not spill. Now, these are very simple ways of looking at it. You know, motivation prolongs life. Having a purpose to get up to every day is so important. Now, whenever pressure comes your way, you can use energy and just pushing back and say, okay, I'm just spending a lot of energy pushing back, but it's really going nowhere. Or I can start transforming it. And say, how can I use whatever comes towards me, how can I transform that into making my life, my children's life, my father's life, my wife's life, just a little bit better. If you need help looking yourself in the eye, if you have a partner, turn to your partner and have them look at you and say, you're possible, love. Would you like that? How many of you have your partners with you here today? That's a few. Look each other in the eyes and say that. Not that close. That's wonderful. People think it's funny, but it actually does work. Sometimes we just, export it a little bit because it's not really me. It's a very funny thing to do, but it works. I'm quite fun. I know I'm not trying to score cheap points here, but I'm actually quite fond of the Americans. Not necessarily all, but but I think Americans are kind of cool, and we like to tease the Americans because they're so American. Surprise. But it's true, isn't it? Oh, it's so American. Well, they're from the States. What do you expect? But I like that they train kids in show and tell, and they train kids in becoming proud of what they do. And pride is so important. The Americans have this wonderful expression. I know in Denmark, a lot of Danes hate that expression because they think it's so superficial. But this one thing, when something good is happening to somebody around them, they can actually go to that person and say, good for you. How cool is that? Good for you. That's like the coolest expression ever, because you can actually be happy on somebody else's behalf unselfishly. Is that the word? No, that was difficult. And I want you to look at each other every single day. If something good is happening to somebody around you, say good for you, because there's so much energy to get from that. I know in Denmark we say, oh, it's so American. But how cool is it? I mean, if somebody wins the lottery, in Denmark, they don't run into the neighbor and go like, good for you. They go like, oh no. He's got to buy a new car, a new barbecue, a new Weber grill, or something like that. No, I'm a bit tough on the Danes. But still, it's so much energy. Light not only your own candle, light up people's candles around you. That's what it's all about. I gotta say, I'm very honored. I'm also so happy most of you stayed in the room. That's nice. I mean, lunch is coming, and we knew how. But I must admit, Andy, my partner, and I, we've been here. We were here for the opening, and we were overwhelmed. And we've been just trying to walk around, trying to be a little bit incognito. And we've just been observing you guys. And that bond, that network, that love, that willingness to pursue and keep on, I mean, I'm the motivation expert. I've learned so much since yesterday morning from you guys. I'm not only saying that to score points, because we've been running around observing you, listening in on chats, and I must admit, I'm very impressed. And seeing the results you guys have achieved, keep on doing it, because it's improving every single day, and it's because of you. You have so much power. You have so much power, and you're using it. So I want you to keep on doing it. For you, for everybody around the world who doesn't know that they have HAE yet, because you can help them. You can help them live a great life, a fantastic life, take control of their own life. Life is a gift, and you've got to open that gift. Now, a guy called Zig Ziglar once said that motivation is like a shower. It doesn't last, so I recommend it daily. And this is so important when you go back, ladies and gentlemen, because this will wear off. But I want you to look at yourselves or people around you in the eyes. I want you to motivate yourself and re-motivate yourself, because motivation is the art of generating interest. And this is what you're doing right here, right now, making the world a better place. Ladies and gentlemen, all 736 of you, you are my heroes. Go out and change the world, because you just can't help yourself. Be the role models you truly are. Inspire people beyond HAE. Tell your stories. Tell your stories. And inspire people who really have it quite easy and thinks they have it difficult. Inspire them to get much more out of your own life. And that's what it's all about. It's been an honor and a privilege. Thank you very, very much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Henry. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much.